And plus in Philly, it's gonna be
It's going to be crazy. Welcome to amorephillyunion, the podcast where, if it weren't for running late, we'd rarely run at all. We are your hosts. I am Paul.
I'm E.
And we are C-less.
C-less. Yes.
Yeah, she's got some real life encroaching on her free time podcasting availability. So you're stuck with us this week. Congratulations.
Yeah. We'll know why if our numbers are lower this week. Who the real pool is.
And we won't blame you. Don't worry. But it's crazy to think here we are, the first game against Defense Force is next Wednesday. The opening season away game in DC is a week from Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize that when we decided, hey, you know what, we should get going this season, and that's like barely 2 weeks before the start of the season that we got started. So,
yeah, it's I think Christy would agree. It's a typical thing amongst the men in our family, the inability to properly conceive of the schedule of things. Whenever we start the season, it's always like, yeah, we got like 3-4 weeks and then the first game and blah 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 blah. It's like, no, we had one episode and now we're getting ready for our first legit game.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the final episode before our season opener, or not even our season opener, but the start of the season that we'll have to start discussing. Especially since our recording schedule is hardly ever consistent. We might actually be recording it during the team Defense Force game. I don't know.
Who knows?
Next week we'll have to see. But no, it's good that we got one more to ease back into things before the season really kicks off.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yes, definitely.
I don't know. It's like, are you fully rested from last season? I mean, I guess so. I don't know. It does feel early to have the season start.
It definitely feels early. I mean, It's February. There's friggin' snow on the ground. Yeah. I don't know how. I assume they're out there. DC is going to be really hoping for a lot of warm weather next week, which I believe we are expecting it to be in the 40s at least. So I'm sure that will help melt some snow, but it's going to be a cold one out there. People will be bundled into stands for sure.
I guess we just got to start getting used to the season shift in about a year and a half.
Yeah.
So. Yay. Anyway.
There are some news articles, some news reports this week that we can get into.
Yeah. So Lindsey Vogn's leg. Anyway, go ahead.
I mean, did you want to start off with Winter Olympics?
No. I could probably talk more about the Winter Olympics than the Union right now, to be honest. But
that's because we're all, mainlining
I know.
Winter Olympics events.
So good. Good.
Yeah, I hate paying for yet another streaming system, but Peacock does do a good job getting a lot of different sports out there.
Yeah. Let's Union first. Let's start there.
Yeah. So starting with the Union and starting with the birth of the United States of America, they introduced the 1776 jersey this week.
Yeah.
They've got a full lineup of sales opportunities this weekend. If you're able to get down to, I think the first one's at River Rink on Friday. Then there's one at Dilworth Park Plaza in Center City, and I think there's a couple of others around the city where you can go and actually buy the jersey. And if you do, there's a special free gift.
Oh yeah.
Each of the different locations has a different free gift, and if you can't make it to one of those locations, you can go down to the Union Stadium this weekend and buy it down there. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice. They've got a bunch of classic moments from Philly, U.S. history in Philadelphia, stuff
Yeah.
like the Declaration of Independence. They have a bit about, of course, the Liberty Bell, Ben Franklin, all different pieces, all on the jersey itself with the Bimbo logo across the front, and I think it looks pretty nice. I don't know, have you gotten a chance to look much at it, E?
Um, Now that I look at it, I'm wearing one. No. Yeah, no, I wish. No, it looks pretty cool. I kind of dig it. It's yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I like the subtle uh variation in the color. So it's like from afar, kind of looks almost like a washed out kind of fabric, but when you get in
Right.
close, you can see those details. I do like uh the team logo. I mean, maybe it's the regular one, but I don't know. It just seems to pop a little bit more on this. And the fact that the Bimbo logo colors is also like that kind of muted gold instead of like
Yes.
a glaring or bright white.
Yeah, it's not a big oval in white
Mhm.
with Bimbo written across it. Like
Yeah,
it's just blends into the rest of the jersey. And I think the logo pops because of that lighter color blue
yep.
in it.
Hmm.
It just kind of draws your attention to it. And then, of course, they've got the stripes on the shoulder, the three stripes on the shoulder, and the Adidas logo, and all. So, no, I think it's a pretty cool looking kit. Like you said, from a distance, it just kind of looks like a kind of a washed out dark blue,
Yeah,
light blue kind of a deal. But get up close and you see the "We the People" and One Nation and all that. So
yeah.
it's pretty
I could
cool.
I could also see it being good for um, anyone who has a TO they're particularly fond of because the way it's just cut off, it just says TO. um, the three stripes on the shoulders, those stripes look a little thicker or wider than
They
usual,
do.
um,
They do.
which is different. It's kind of cool. I'll tell you what, when we're down there for a game, I will definitely be perusing the shop and holding one up and considering if I want to drop this change on another jersey.
Yeah. I'm sure
Wait,
you will not be alone. So Jersey, obviously, paying a lot of honor
homage.
towards the history of Philadelphia as we are going into our 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, signed here in Philadelphia at Independence Hall. And I'm sure it's all part of the greater Philadelphia celebrations that are happening this summer, hosting World Cup
Yeah,
games, hosting the MLB All Star game, hosting a bunch of other things
I didn't
down in
know
Philly.
we were hosting the All Star game.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
yep. And the final World Cup match will actually be or the final World Cup match in Philadelphia will actually be on July 4th again this
Nice. Yeah,
season.
that's gonna be pretty sweet.
I can imagine that the skies over Philly on July 4th will be quite a sight.
Yeah, yeah.
Other than the jersey announcement, there was a player edition that was announced
Mm-hmm.
today. I'm going to attempt to pronounce this, so if I get it wrong, please feel free to call in and tell me how it should be pronounced.
Yeah. If you have if you have any suggestions of how it should be pronounced, just write in and let Christy know because
Yeah. Yeah.
she should.
Record yourself saying how it actually should be pronounced, and we'll be glad to play your sound on the podcast next week.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's Augustine Aneo. He's a forward, or most recently from Uruguay's top flight, a team called Boston River, where he got to play with another Philadelphia Union player,
Mm-hmm.
Bruno Damiani, apparently.
Yeah. He almost there's even a little bit of resemblance. It looks like.
Mini Bruno, right?
Honestly, before you told me that, before we started recording, I was just like, he got us like a little Bruno.
Yeah. Yeah, he's 23 years old. He was born in Miami. He spent time in Europe and then ended up in Uruguay. So he is actually a U.S. citizen, and he has played for the
Yeah.
U.S. men's under 23 national team.
Yeah.
So his current contract is through the 2028-2029
Oh,
season,
a little bit
and
longer.
with an option for the following season.
Yeah. So the additions are keeping they keep coming, I guess. But I don't know. He seems kind of could be could be interesting.
I'm curious to see how much they expect him to improve because he's 23. He certainly can still improve, but it seems like when the Union pick up a player to learn, they pick him up younger. I almost feel like this guy is coming in and expecting to, contribute in some meaningful manner. I don't know. It's kind of getting crowded up top on the forward lines.
I know we talked about this or touched on it briefly last week, but is this more? Is this basically a different approach now that Tanner's really not in this on this? He's not in the picture really. I mean, we don't know what's happened, but like, is he kind of even hands off in terms of player acquisitions and stuff?
And it could be. I mean,
Yeah,
this might be more of Carnell's imprint on how the Union should go about building their team.
yeah,
I don't know who's ultimately pulling the strings with regards to how this all goes down.
yeah.
He also could just be, the latest Chris Donovan. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have
Yeah,
to see if he gets some play time, and where he slots in
yeah.
among that forward roster, that forward rotation that they're going to end up with.
Hmm. Yeah. It's. I mean, I still want to see what we do in terms of defenders. Um, with Glesnes and Wagner.
Yeah, I mean, the Wagner hole is definitely going to be a big one. They're going to
Yeah,
have to figure out how to fill.
yeah,
Saw an article where it seemed to think that they were going to play a Harriel back there in that left back role. I don't know.
yeah,
It's big shoes to fill.
yeah.
I'll have to see. Be curious though to see who they run out and how they rotate it and why they rotate things. Do certain players give them better options? Are certain better players better crossers from that position than others?
Yeah.
Could be fun.
Yeah. We'll find out in a little over 7 days.
Yeah, seriously. It will be interesting to see who they roll out for this, because getting into it, our first CONCACAF
Yeah.
Champions Cup opponent is Defense Force FC. That takes place on the 18th of February, which is next Wednesday.
Yeah.
They're playing in Trinidad and Tobago.
Hmm.
And, I'm curious. It'll be interesting to see what sort of reception the team gets. It'll be interesting to see what lineup Carnell puts out there. Is this all starters? Is he going to get some play time for some of the younger players that may not see regular minutes with the main team? I don't know. What do
Yeah.
you think's going to What do you think they're going to do?
Um, okay. With all respects to Defense Force FC, um, I could see Bradley kind of rolling out not all of our, not going all guns. I could see him kind of starting some of the less seasoned players, giving them, giving the whole first half and start, rolling in the veteran players in the second half, depending on what the score line's looking. So, and I don't want to sound overconfident because we could easily screw the pooch on this one, but that would be my guess.
I
What do you
kind of
think?
expect Blake to be in net.
Yeah.
I think Westfield and Harriel will be on the defensive line to start to try to give a
Hmm.
little solidity to the defense.
Yeah.
I do expect to see Lukic and Jean Jacques at some point. I think you're right, though, that probably only one of those two will start, and the other would
Hmm.
be a later in the second half substitute,
Yeah.
depending on how things are going. But yeah, I do wonder if we're going to see some rotation up top. It would be best if the Union could could just get a lead in this game and ride it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do expect you're right, though, that they're going to see this as an opportunity to try a few things with some of the less experienced players,
Yeah.
give some players a chance to practice, or not practice, but play in a game situation that may not be full MLS speed
Yeah.
to start.
I could totally see, depending on how he's feeling and how he's doing, the return of Quinn Sullivan, getting
Could be.
some play time. Stretch out those quads a little bit,
Yep.
start warming them up for the season. I mean, that's one of the things I'm looking forward to.
I don't think we would see the start of both Sullivans. Like, I don't think Cavan is likely to start this game just because there is a lot of midfielders there. And playing away in Trinidad and Tobago would not necessarily be the best place for Cavan to start a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I think we're kind of in agreement. We expect to see a large amount of rotation for this game, but at some point we will see starters trying to make their impact felt.
Yep.
All right.
This is it's a 2-game aggregate,
Correct.
I believe. Yeah.
Correct. So after this game, then they'll come back and play in Philadelphia on the 26th, I believe it is.
The second game. Yeah, it's like 26.
26th.
Okay.
So that's the following Thursday. So they got the first one next Wednesday, and then the third, not the Thursday immediately after, but Thursday the following week is the second leg in Philadelphia. But before that second leg, the Union make their first road trip of the season.
Road trip
to Tyberibo's new home, Washington, D.C., to take on D.C. United, Saturday, February 21st. Looks like, I believe it's a 7:30 game. And, yeah.
I mean, I guess that's still far enough away. It's not, I don't know, it's worth, talking about
Trying to
hopes and
analyze
dreams,
something.
but
Yeah.
I hope we have a very convincing performance at that game.
I haven't done any research, so hopefully between now and next recording, I'll get a chance to look up some on how DC United is structured this year. Obviously Benteke leaving, picking up Aribo, picking up this other forward that they did. It will have to see how they match up against the Union. Like last year, the Union got off to a tremendously fast start.
Yeah.
Picked up, I think they got 3 straight wins to start the season, and certainly put themselves in good position to continue to challenge. And eventually, they did win this Supporter Shield.
Yeah.
Does the preseason in Spain, followed by these couple of Florida preseason games, Sunday they played, I think it was Saturday or Sunday they played against the Rowdies, and then today they played Montreal. And now they're jumping into defense force. Like, they could be in good shape to just come at DC and really take it to them. Not sure. We'll have to talk more about it next week. Hopefully, once C is around to share her technical acumen with us.
her research abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still over in Spain right now, I guess.
No, they're in Florida.
Oh, right. Yeah, you said that.
Yeah,
the
they
Rowdies.
did. They just had on Sunday this week, they had another team bonding event where they went paintballing.
Oh,
It was interesting because they actually had pictures of them all wearing white jumpsuits. I guess they weren't playing in the woods.
I guess not. Yeah, I don't know if they do things a little different down there in Florida, but
Maybe they try to make it even easier for you to spot them.
yeah, and to be fair, I don't know if I want to be crawling through the woods in Florida.
Gators are a problem.
Exactly. It's
all of their paintball stuff is all inside.
Yeah,
It's all indoor.
or on stilts, you know.
Oh, I don't know. You trip and fall. You're suddenly in a world of hurt.
Yeah, you're basically a you know an alligator kebab. You know, just it's convenient. They come on a stick now, guys.
Yeah, a satay of sort.
Satay. That's the. Let's try to remember that one. You know,
No,
yeah, kebab. Um,
alligator kebab. So the Union I don't know when they're headed back from Florida or if they're headed straight from Florida to Trinidad and Tobago. I could see that happening if they're just taking it, working out down there for the next few days. But it will be cool to get to see some live first team
yeah,
Union activity next week.
yeah. I mean, it was cool today. They did stream the Union Montreal game.
Right.
Unfortunately, it seems like it's just streamed live, and then after that, it disappears into the ether. So, but I appreciate that. At least we can catch those games as they're happening. It's like being in the '90s again. It's only on now, and if you don't watch it, that's it.
Yeah. All right. So talking about other upcoming games, we actually really didn't go into it, but the World Cup draw and what games are being played where.
Mm-hmm.
For those who aren't aware, that there is a schedule you can get from FIFA's website, and you can see who's playing where and when. Interestingly, there's not all of the groups are settled.
But yeah,
Is it Denmark? I don't know what MKD is, what country that is. Czech Republic and Ireland are still fighting for a spot in Group A. Italy, Northern Ireland, Wales, and I can't remember BIH. They're fighting for a spot in Group B. And let's see, Turkey. I don't know. Are okay. All right, a bunch of these I don't know. Slovakia,
BIH,
maybe.
Bosnia and Herzegovina. No,
Oh yes, it is. BIH is Bosnia Herzegovina.
which
But
is
there's
fun
a
to say.
four-team playoff for the last spot in the U.S.'s Group D. Yeah, so there's a bunch of spots like Ukraine, Sweden, Poland, and Albania are fighting for a spot in Group F.
Wow.
There's a three-way fight for a spot in Group K, and Jamaica's in there in that fight. So, bearing in mind that some of these groups are not yet finished, there are almost all of the games in Philadelphia in the group stage are set. So the first game is June 9th, I believe. It's Ivory Coast versus Ecuador. And then June 20, or no, game 29. So that's not June 9th. Sorry. That's June 14th is the Ivory Coast versus Ecuador. Friday, June 19th is probably going to be the biggest attended, highest, most popular game is Brazil versus Haiti.
Yeah.
Although I could see the third game in Philly on June 22nd also being a big ticket item is because it's France versus looks like Iraq, Bolivia, and maybe Suriname. I'm not sure who the SUR is, but France playing in Philly on June 22nd. Let's see, group games then continue with Curacao versus Ivory Coast in Philly on June 25th. And then the last game of the group stage in Philadelphia, from a soccer standpoint, could probably be one of the more interesting ones, is Croatia versus Ghana on decision day. So like that could be a good group because Croatia made it very far in the World Cup not that many cycles ago, and Ghana is always dangerous.
Yeah.
So that's out of the group stage. Then the Philadelphia is not hosting any in the next round of eliminations. I believe was at the round of 16 or round of 32. But they do host one of the first games in the round of 16 on July 4th. So, depending on who wins what, that
Hmm.
final game in Philadelphia will be on July 4th. And then the tournament will continue, and the final game of the tournament is on the 19th of July. The bronze medal match is on the 18th in Miami, and the gold medal match is in New York, New Jersey on the 19th.
Nice. Yeah.
So,
Nice.
good group of games.
Yeah.
Ivory Coast obviously getting two of their group games here. And getting to see France, Brazil, Croatia, and Ghana in amongst them is nice.
That's
And
pretty
even
cool.
Ecuador. I mean, Ecuador has had some pretty good games against the U.S. and I definitely the groups are really interesting this year. It's going to be tough to get out of the group stage for some of the teams.
Hmm.
But I gotta like US's opportunity here. It's US, Paraguay, Australia, and then a play-in team.
Yeah.
I gotta imagine that the US is favorite out of that group.
Man, depending on how Paraguay goes, but yeah, I could see. I mean, at this point, I would fully expect the U.S. to get out of the group.
Yep.
Uh,
So
yeah. Um,
should be fun.
what did you want
Should
to
be.
talk about? Your plans for World Cup?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
once,
that'd be
yeah,
awesome.
I can definitely. I got notified recently that I was selected to be a volunteer for the World Cup games here in Philadelphia. So, after helping out with the Club World Cup last year, I was looking forward to an opportunity to apply. Went ahead and applied. Went down for an interview. Didn't hear anything for a very long time. I mean, they're very straightforward that they were sending out invitations any time from like December through February, and January was ticking through, and
Hmm.
I hadn't heard anything. And then last week I got notified that I'd been offered a role, so I'm looking forward to lending a hand and getting down there to help the volunteers. And
Nice.
yeah, it'll be fun. It should be a fun time, especially since I'll still be able to watch the U.S. games.
Right. So, do you know how many games you're going to be working, or
Uh,
like all of them? Like,
if it's anything like the Club World Cup, they want you to do 8 shifts, and not all of them are on game days. Some of them are outside of game days.
okay,
So yeah, I would imagine I'll probably be mostly busy during the group stage.
hmm,
Yeah, we'll see. It should be fun.
nice.
I'm debating over whether or not I want to apply for one of the shifts on July 4th, because it's 4th of July, 250th anniversary. I kind of want to hang out with Jen and the kids to see some
Yeah,
fireworks and stuff like that. So
and plus in Philly, it's gonna
it's
be
going to be
mobbed.
crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty busy.
So that's the World Cup games happening in June and July. Until then, we've got the Union games next week, which is awesome. And we've got the Olympic Games for the
Yeah,
rest of this week, right? Because I think the closing ceremonies is Saturday or Sunday, if I remember correctly.
next week.
Is it this week, coming weekend, or the
No, no,
following
no.
weekend?
It's
Because I thought it was a 2 week tournament.
yeah, it is.
Wow.
I mean, it runs until at least what, the 22nd, I think. Yeah, yeah,
Yes, you're correct. 22nd.
yeah.
All right. So definitely got to go get our fix of short track speed skating and ski jump and
And
whatever craziness the people
the
are doing with the
schemo.
freestyles.
When is schemo? That's that. Okay, that's at the end. Okay, yeah, because that's one of the new ones this Olympics, and it looks just nuts. Um, ski mountaineering. So, and I know there was a biathlon medal event today, so I'm going to cue that one up later.
Yes.
That
Yes.
was
We watched the medley, the mixed medley biathlon,
yep,
four leg
yeah,
biathlon. That was pretty cool. France was just their shooters were machines. There was one of
yeah,
them, I think it was the last leg. she came in and she just laid down and was bang, bang, bang,
Yep.
bang, bang, and just
Yeah.
gone before anybody else even got there.
Yeah.
Bunch of people had apparently been in jail for violently assaulting one of the other team members, then came back and still competed.
Yeah. That was on the France team. It's such a France thing.
What's that? That they
That
let them
one of their
back on the
team
team?
members, yeah, like basically went to jail, but then is coming back.
Yep.
You know, like that level of drama, it's got to be the French team.
French or Italian, I would think.
I was going to volunteer that one too, but yeah.
Well, good luck to them. I mean, that was impressive though. The way she just laid down, I don't know, or stood
Yeah.
up or whatever, and just
Well, one of
powered through
each.
that.
Yeah.
It was so good, so cool.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for this week, as far as
Yeah.
I know. Anything else, Eric?
Uh, yeah, I can't think of anything. I was trying to think of like anything you want to plug for the week. I was gonna plug the
Short
Olympics.
track speed skating.
There you go.
There's so much short track speed skating going on right now between the individual and relay events. And if you've never seen it, go check it out. I hate to say it, but we kind of all, kind of secretly hope to see some crashes. And when it happens in short track, it almost guarantees to take out two or three racers in a single race. And there's five or six racers on the ice at the same time, and they're inches off of each other, and when a ski slip or skate slips,
Oh yeah,
boom, player they go down. Now it's all padded around the outside, so chances of a serious injury are relatively low, but
yeah.
it's pretty exciting when it happens.
Although there was that one speed skater who they crashed went in a wall and his skate cut his leg
Yes.
like
Like the femoral
almost
artery.
fatally. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was bad. Yeah. I'm going to plug aside from biathlon, I'm going to plug cross country coming up on the 14th. So 4 days from now is the women's 4x
That's Saturday.
7.5 relay. The four
Ooh.
4x relays are amazing. So the women's is on 14th, which is Saturday, and then the men's is on Sunday. So I'm gonna definitely try to keep an eye on a television for those. And skimo is not happening until next week, so we'll talk about it then.
And we didn't mention Lindsey Vaughn, but I hope she heals up
Yeah.
quickly. And that's just terrible to have it go down. I saw a post from her on one of the socials, and it's like she said, it was a matter of inches. Her arm got hung up, and she went down. What I thought was interesting was two other racers also went down around that same spot.
Yeah.
And these are world class athletes having
Mm-hmm.
trouble on these hills. So it's not for nothing. It was a tough way to end it. I assume her, that was kind of her last big race in her career.
Yeah,
I'm sure she'll do some pro-am stuff or something afterwards.
Yeah, it was. Oh gosh, yeah. When I got up the next morning and just top of my various news feeds, it was just about her crashing out. I was like, oh man, and then I saw the crash and I was like, yikes. And
Yeah.
there's a weird, my understanding, she broke her leg and like needs like a whole bunch of surgeries.
Yep.
And like just this weird consolation is, well, at least she didn't tear anything this time, because it's like as bad as breaks are, I don't know, when you tear something, that just feels like that's even more work and rehab. But
all right, but one of the terrible but kind of cool engineering geek thing was apparently now they wear like airbag outfits when they're skiing. They're these
Really?
designed by this Italian company, and there's some algorithms and accelerometers involved in it that it detects when a racer has lost control and
Okay.
partially inflates and secures certain joints and such like that.
Really?
It's kind of bionic, and apparently it went off when Lindsey Vaughn went through, lost control. I don't know how much damage it may have prevented her from dealing with, but yeah, she still ended up with a fracture, a significant fracture. But yeah, when I heard about that, I was like, that's pretty cool. And apparently these are there's also systems like this for like motorcyclists
Yeah,
and other, but yeah, it's basically an airbag suit that they
that's
now wear.
insane. I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
That's and just the
But I
way
guess
they.
when you're going 60 to 80 miles per hour
Yeah,
down a sheet of ice, there's
yeah,
only so much good it can do you.
yeah. I mean, it's better than nothing, But that's amazing. I did not know that. I want to go check that out. I know they make them for cycling. Like you can wear this
Hmm.
little like collar around your neck, and if you
Yep. To
start to
secure the
crash,
head.
it actually fully inflates to like it covers everything but your face. It comes up the back and goes over the top, and it's pretty cool idea. I mean, obviously single use, but
If it saves your life, it's worth the
yeah,
cost.
yeah.
All
Wow.
right. Well, go ahead and enjoy all of the games this week and next week in the Winter Olympics. Definitely next week. Make sure you're
Hmm.
tuning in for Philadelphia Union games.
Yeah.
You can find us at our website, amorephillyunion.com. Please send in any questions or comments via email or more effectively on our socials, especially Instagram. We'll be sure to include them in next week's podcast. If you'd like, you can email us at pod@amorephillyunion.com. You can find us at Instagram, YouTube, Threads, and Bluesky at amorephillyunion. We also have our very eclectic Spotify playlist under More Philly Union, so tune in. If you want to check out the AmpU swag, did we get any new ones up this week?
I
I know you
did
saw
add a
some.
new one. I added a new one from last week. It's kind of a random, I don't want to say deep cut, but it's random because we talked about um well at one point Chaos Engine came up.
And
So
the
I
design that you pulled out and found it kind of reminds me like a little bit like Dr. Seuss.
I went for this like old school 70s vibe.
Yep.
And yeah, so
You
it's
can
kind of
almost hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
100%.
11,
That's
12.
exactly what I was going for. And yeah, I don't know why that's what was inspired me. So I just put on a t-shirt. Maybe I'll if you want to see it on a mug or anything, let me know. I'll move it over to a mug. I got a couple more in the pipeline here. Um I won't say anything just now. I'll surprise you and Christy with them.
That has been our merch director.
Yeah.
So if
Christy's she's our internet like media digital officer. I'm like the merch guy.
So if you want to check it out, if you want to maybe order some swag, check out our online store. You can find it on our website or our link tree. And so, feel free to browse around. Remember to download and subscribe to our podcast wherever you get yours. And while you're at it, go show some love for one of our favorite forces for good in the world, the Philadelphia Union Foundation. You can check them out at philadelphiaunionfoundation.org. Thanks everyone for tuning in for another episode of A More Philly Union. We're your hosts. I'm Paul.
I'm C. And I'm E. Go
Union!
Christy's
Curveball.
staring. Christy's staring daggers at me right now.